didn't want to make this video, but unfortunately, the great games of 2024 is over. It has been ruined by one single promise to bring back a game that is 20 years old without ruining it. Of course, we're talking about Star Wars Battlefront, the complete classic collection. I was about to make a video and was in the middle of scripting a video talking about 2024 as a year for gaming. Talking about all these great games that have come out as of recent, especially in the survival scene if you're playing a lot of survival games. Of course, I'm talking about Power Worlds and Shrouded. We had Helldivers, which is an amazing game that has recently come out. All these great games, and many more that have come out recently that are in that genre. I just feel like 2024 so far has been a great time for gaming. It's been a lot more games that I've played. There's been a lot more difference. I've been playing Hogwarts, which came out last year, but was a fantastic game. I do believe that Battlefield 2042 is a good game. It is a redemption story, and we're going to make a video on it because it is a great game now. In the middle of writing that script, I preempted and put in Battlefront Classic Collection as one of the best games of 2024 for bringing back the nostalgia and my love of that game. But it was wrong. It was ruined. How did they ruin a 20-year-old game? And it's not my nostalgia glasses, because I played the old one, the original one from 2005 on Steam, after playing the new one, and it's better. It is just better. Let's get straight into this horrible thing. The launch was a disaster. They launched the game with 3 servers. I believe like 20 people in each server or something daft. Oh no, sorry, there's 200 spaces and there was 10,000 players. It was a free-for-all to try and get into a lobby. I didn't play it straight at launch. I played it later on the evening, and then by that point there were servers. We'll talk about that in a moment. Steam is flooded with negative reviews and people requesting refunds. A lot of the negative reviews have already had refunds. It has taken a hit, but I tried to keep a clear mind, and I went into it and live streamed it yesterday thinking that this game is going to be not that bad and everyone's just crazy. No, they ruined it. The first thing that I done when I jumped into the game is went to instant action, which was like an old school favorite. I think everyone played instant action, and they've changed the UI for when you pick maps, and it was really confusing, and it took me a good few minutes to figure it out. Have a look at these pictures. Okay, the first picture is the new one, and the way that it works, yeah, it's pretty weird. The second one is the old 2005 method, where you have all the boxes there, and you just tick the map, tick the what game mode if it's Conquest, and then you pick something else. And then you click add. Job done, easy. I don't know why they've changed it, because they've changed nothing else in the game, but they have changed this. As soon as I loaded into my first game on Coruscant as the Republic, because you know you had to play as the clones, you know what I mean? We went into it and I realized straight away that one, sensitivity was stupid. I turned the sensitivity right down, and two, the game is basically it's exactly the same. They've just, the way I like to describe it, all the UI is still dead center in the middle. If it was the weird aspect ratio. So if you played the 2004 version on a modern device, you'll have black bars down the middle because the aspect ratio is like 3x4, where it's just like, it's like a square, and all the UI is in this square. This version, I know it's not a remaster, it's a re-release, so I know that not remastering it, but could have at least moved the UI across. Basically, the way I'm thinking of it is you have the screen, and if you ever played on ultra wide, you just fill in the sides with the world map. And then you keep all the UI where screens normally would be, and all the sides are UI. That's what they've done with this. So they're going from the 4:3 aspect ratio to 16:9 aspect ratio, but they've just filled in the gaps with the map. So like you just see more, which is great, but everything's still confined to the middle, and all the text is sort of stretched out. It's really weird. It doesn't look great. I would have really liked if they just kept all the graphics the same, but just redone the text. I would have been happy with that. The second thing I noticed is it is really clunky. At the time, I just thought I was really bad at the game. Like, you know, I'm a boomer now. I'm getting to that lifestyle where I'm not as good as games I used to be. I was playing, I was like, maybe I'm just a boomer. But when I went back to the old version at the end of the stream, I destroyed that game. It was amazing. It was fluid. Everything just moved as it should. There was no weird stutters or hiccups while I was trying to move the mouse. It just ran. It was night and day. It played so much better on the old version. I don't know why, because it's exactly the same game, but for some reason, I suspect the way that they've expanded the sides, it just doesn't feel, the aiming's off. It's very clunky. You can't be fluid with it. It's hard to explain, and I haven't seen anyone talk about it. But if you played the new Battlefront Classic, the Battlefront Classic, and the old Battlefront 2004 edition, and then you play it next to each other, one after the other, you'll realize that for some reason the old one feels so much more fluid and less clunky than the original. And even some people in chat picked up on the fact that it looked like it was better Like, it looked more fluid and better than what I was originally doing. It's a weird one. But that's single player. And that was really the main issues with single player. Okay, instant action was a bit dodgy. I played Galactic Conquest. That's great. I didn't play the story. I did also see a few textures that were missing. Naboo, specifically, there's a little, by one of the capture points, there's a little bit that you go up some stairs and the wall is invisible and not rendered in. So little asset issues there. I don't know how, because it's a re-release. They haven't done anything. They haven't upscaled it, really. It's just a stretched out version of itself. I don't know how they've messed that up, but that wall's missing. Multiplayer. My God, the main reason you would buy this game, in my opinion, because the single player aspect of the game is exactly the same as the old one. And I'm pretty sure you can get a mod to fill in the side bits that you're missing to make it not black bars. The single player is exactly the same. Multiplayer is shocking. Can you even get into a game? That's my question. When I played it, there was much more servers. The first game I got into, it ended when I joined. The next game I started, after waiting for it to start up, I got kicked instantly. Or lagged out. Great. So I managed to get to a few games, and it was shocking. I played Heroes, I played The Conquest, and it just, all of it was just bad. Oh yeah, sick. Did I get him? I didn't even get him. There's a grenade there, but that grenade's gonna get me, because that's freaking normal. Did I get someone? Bro, where's the bullets? Hit registration, rubber banding, randomly just dying. It didn't even look like a bullet hit you or an explosive went next to you. You just fly off into the distance. Like Team Rocket. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is. It just servers are terrible. The games are like 5 minutes, if that. I'm pretty sure you can load into a game. By the time that you spray a whole clip into somebody and not hit one bullet because only your bullets are registering, the game ends. It just doesn't work. Multiplayer does not work, which is one of the main reasons why you want this game. Multiplayer is a huge disappointment. Even if they fix the servers, there's a load of things that need fixed. Hit registration, there's so much that they need to fix. And it's also a zest pool. The chat in the game is like old school Call of Duty lobbies. Jeez. So, were there any positives being? Yeah, single player worked pretty well. Like, it brought back the joy of the old days, but I also had a game that's the exact same game from 2004 that also brings me that joy of single player. But weirdly enough, multiplayer works better on the old one than the new one. If you didn't know, on Steam specifically, there's a lot of like pre-own hosted servers for Battlefront 2. They all still work and the servers run better. In fact, loads of recent reviews are on the Battlefront 2 2004 edition. We're saying that they've come from the classic and multiplayer works better here. It's amazing. This all boils down to, this is a complete disaster. I hate the fact that we're now in a life where developers will do the bare minimum on games that are really filled with nostalgia. We're in that point where there's a lot of nostalgia games for us, for people of my age, games that we played as kids. And now the developers are taking advantage of that, re-releasing the old games. There's a load of remasters and releases that have happened over recent years, and they're all shocking. Like, it's very rarely we get a good remaster. They always manage to ruin it because they just want to get the game out, get the money for it, and job done. That's the way I see it. And this just feels like a cash grab. And loads of people have seen that as well. They've refunded. I have actually gone for a refund, and I've got my refund for it. I will buy it again. Like, I'm straight up. If it goes down in super discount, £10, £15, but at the price of £30 or $35, it is not worth it at all. Do not buy it. It's not worth it. They've done nothing to make it any. You just buy the old version for £8. It's still got multiplayer. You can play mods. There's still a lot of life in that game. Or if you don't want to spend the money at all, if you don't want to buy the old version, if you've been put off the new version, Helldivers is the same price. And you get a lot more enjoyment out of Helldivers than you will out of this 20-year-old game that has not been shown any love by the developers. Okay, well, that's my rant. It was terrible. I'm sorry. I made a video saying the best game, my childhood's coming back, and now I'm making a video talking about how it's ruined my childhood. Okay, thanks so much, boys. See you later. Goodbye.